And this morning, we are starting to see all of the damage after Florida was hit by Hurricane Helene.
The sun is up in Tallahassee. This Helene was a Category 4, very strong storm, the strongest to hit Florida's Big Bend ever, as far as we know. Gage Goulding back with us live from Tallahassee this morning, where, as I said, the sun is up. Gage, what are you seeing out there?
Yeah, we're starting to see some of the damage. I would want to start with this. Tallahassee was really spared the worst of it. The strongest gust that we had here, according to the National Weather Service in Tallahassee, was 67 miles an hour. So compared to what they saw along the coast, which is about almost an hour away, we're talking about two totally different stories. But there is some damage. Take a look at this. This is a road sign that was damaged. Somehow, Helene ripping the sign open. And take a look at this down here. I actually found this sitting in the middle of the road, actually Appalachian Parkway here at the intersection of Monroe, and we're right at the state capitol. We're going to put this down, and hopefully road crews can get to that. But this is the historic state capitol over here. You can see they were doing some sort of construction work. It looks like at this time the capitol was spared the worst, more so just some fencing that was torn down, and smaller stuff like that. Is, I would say, really, photojournalist Oscar Chavez and I, we were talking about this. Wow, last night during the storm, it felt like a hurricane, right? There were strong winds, there were gusts, there was lightning around the outer eye wall. So it had that hurricane type feeling. However, when you look at what happened, this really just kind of, at least in Tallahassee, I don't want to speak for what's on the coast yet, we're headed there next, but for what we're dealing with right now, it just seems like a really strong thunderstorm. But then you see things like the sign that got popped out there, and you're like, okay, maybe that doesn't seem right. But talking about the mobilization of what we've seen so far, it's still early this morning on the East Coast, a lot of power crews, emergency responders, sheriff's deputies, police officers, we're seeing them all start to move around. They have a lot of work to do here in Leon County, where Tallahassee is. About 52% of the county is without power, but whenever you move south, just about one or two counties south, there's 100% power outage there. So we're talking about the areas where Perry is, where this hurricane made landfall just not even 12 hours ago. So a lot of work for these crews to do, a lot of cleanup. So we just made it just down the street from where we're staying at, our hotels. We told you we have no power, but the good news is when you come to a place like this, there are a lot of places that have power. Actually, we even saw an oil change shop that's actually getting ready to open for the day. So a glimpse of good news for the Florida Big Bend area, Tallahassee, is that there is that sight of normalcy. You wouldn't think that an oil change shop is normalcy, but that's a good sign to see on just what hopefully will be a more normal Friday here. A lot of people here checking out of the hotels early. They're just happy that they evacuated. They did all the work that they had to do to make sure that they're safe, but they're going to go home and then start their cleanup process. We're live in Tallahassee. Gage Goulding, KPRC 2 News.
Yeah, it might be tough when they get home to see what it left behind. But Gage, thank you so much for that coverage. Be safe out there.